Well, hey there. So first things first, look who's joining me today. So I have to sit on the edge of the chair because somebody needs the entire thing to himself. I'm not even looking at the right part of the camera. Anyway, hi, day 4 of Vlogmas. Day 4? Is this day 4? Yes, day 4. Oh, wow. So yesterday, the big changes that I made, which, you know, if you watched the video yesterday, and maybe I'll put a little card or something here, is that I started a new sort of like supplement regime, and I keep calling it a regime, but I can't think of a better word. It makes me think of like, what's your skincare regime? It makes me think of like a cosmetics commercial from the 90s, but I can think of worse things to be reminiscent of. But anyway, that was one big thing I started yesterday, which has really helped, and I think of that as like, it was what my body needed, you know? And then I also made an appointment with a therapist, and that's really what my mind needs and what my soul needs and what my whole fucking life needs. Having those two pieces in place, you know, taking something that is helping kind of control these physical symptoms and knowing that I have a plan in place to get some help, it's incredible the clarity that brought me. And yesterday I went out to dinner, I saw a movie, and I went out to dinner. I was out and about in the world, in ways that I haven't felt capable of in the past few weeks. You know, I was like out walking to the theater yesterday, and I was like, oh wow, I'm just out and about. I didn't even have that period of thinking about it and talking myself out of it. I was like enthusiastic to go do this. And that is such a major change, and again, so quickly. And so I really am grateful for finding whatever kind of like supplements I needed. I'm seeing the separation between myself as like the soul and the body, and I'm seeing, you know, that idea that, you know, we're all just humans having a spirit. You know, no, we're all just spiritual beings having a human experience. I'm really seeing this experience of anxiety and healing anxiety through that lens. So I went out to dinner last night, and I brought a notebook, and I was just like writing, and like it was just, I mean, whether it was truly channeled writing or just kind of like just writing out my thoughts and what was the difference at that point, but I really felt myself getting in touch with this idea that my human self has some sort of malfunction, some sort of wound, something that needs some sort of training, some kind of programming that isn't serving this journey, you know? And that's what I need to heal, and it's nothing to berate, and it's nothing to be frustrated about, and it's nothing to be resentful of, which of course is something I've been struggling with. Is some resentment about having anxiety at all. In a way, it was like recognizing that I was just human, and recognizing that the physical effects of anxiety are just these human things. And similar to that idea of like acknowledging that my humanity, and as a spiritual being, how to kind of have compassion for that, I could also really understand that, you know, my higher self, my adult self, like, when I feel like an adult in the room, a lot of my anxiety makes me feel like a child in the room. And when I feel like an adult in the room, my anxiety isn't there because I'm in control and I can handle the situation, and I'm not, you know, I just don't feel that vulnerability that borders on feeling in danger, at risk, you know? And I was really connecting with that last night as I was writing, that like my anxiety is my inner child. My anxiety, that my inner child is the one who's anxious. My inner child is the one who's scared. And what I'm really learning in this process is how to connect with my higher self, how to be my higher self, which I think I haven't let myself do. I've been so caught up in being the inner child, and thinking that I was kind of like begging the higher self to stick around. Like, when I'd be able to connect with that part of myself and kind of feel myself in that consciousness, there was always this like tenuous grip of like, well shit, like how long is this gonna last? Like, how long am I gonna have this? Like, when is it gonna go away? And just like the feeling that as soon as I had it, that I was just concerned about when it was gonna go away. I'm really seeing how much this is about choosing that mindset of the higher self and practicing maintaining that, and really developing, you know, the neural pathways in your brain that reinforce this way of seeing reality and this experience of consciousness. Like, I really am clicking in with that it's like, I felt it this morning because, you know, I was feeling some anxiety when I woke up this morning, and I took the supplements that I'm taking, and I had a really incredible meditation, really really incredible meditation. And I feel like the sort of like intelligence that came through in this meditation, like what I was able to tap into, was understanding that my work here, especially in meditation, was to harness this consciousness, and what I mean by that is like literally shifting into it. I don't know if other people have this. I would love to hear about this if you've had this experience where you literally, like, it feels like I'm just like going from this to this, and then I have to maintain this, but it feels kind of scary and kind of weird because I don't do it normally, That whole idea of like switching hands that you write with, and you just have to spend some time working at it and getting used to it. And I feel like that is what's happening now, is that I'm having to kind of choose the higher self and then accept that that higher self is me. I am that person. I can be that person. I don't have to just be the child. And that the only reason that I keep defaulting back to feeling like the child in life, and the anxious child in particular, is because I've just been doing it for so long. And I've just been so locked into that. And I know when I'm present with this feeling of like shifting into my higher self, what it feels like. It's not like it doesn't happen ever in my life naturally. It's what it feels like. It's like me being in control of the situation. It's me feeling capable. It's me feeling confident. It's me feeling, there's this sense, there's so much in like the sort of self-development world and coaching and all that of like, claiming your power and stepping into your power. It's these like buzzwords that people use, and it just turns me off. But like, I hate to say it, but like that's probably the closest explanation, or the best way I could describe what this feeling is like claiming a certain kind of power. And I find myself looking around for permission. And then, there's no one to give permission in this situation. And it's just, what it really shows me is how deep the hooks are in this anxiety. And that, again, all of this has been really ingrained into identity. And I think that's what's kept it locked in my life for so long, is because, especially, I guess, after, leaving New York and moving to Sacramento, and like that being this total, I left everything in New York, everything changed. And so literally in my life, my identity was changing. I lost an identity when I was in Peru. I went to Peru to do ayahuasca as one person, and I came back and that person no longer existed. Like, that identity was gone, and I had to kind of restart. And I think there's a part of me that's just like, Jesus fucking Christ, I can't do that process again. But I think at the same time, it's like I said, I think yesterday, if in terms of a therapist, if someone said this therapist is going to cost you $200 every day, to see them, but they are going to heal your anxiety, like, would you do it? And I was like, yeah, I'd pay double. And I guess this is really the same thing. If what I have to do to heal my anxiety requires a certain rebuilding of identity, if I got to do that journey again, if I've got to go through that again, I don't think I'm starting from scratch. I'm not erasing everything I've done in the past year, but I think there's some really core shifts in identity that have to happen. I think there's some real like deep down stuff that I have, like, ways of existing in this world, and ways of responding to things, and ways of interpreting things that I think I just feel very attached to, because it is my sense of reality. And to disconnect from that, there is that element of like, I don't even know what's real anymore. So that's definitely a feeling that I felt when I came home from Peru. After ayahuasca, I didn't know what was real anymore. And it was a really scary feeling, but I guess having gone through it and survived it, it's like, well, I guess I know what I'm in for. And I don't know, I think if I'm willing to say I don't even know what's real anymore, like, that's enough to just say, okay, I surrender. I don't know what's real, and I'm gonna let the universe, guide me here. Feeling the clarity that I'm feeling now, and like feeling so much in some positive ways, as much as, challenging ways, that I felt after ayahuasca, like, I definitely felt like I don't know what reality is anymore, but I also felt so fucking connected with who I really was. And I haven't felt that way much at all since, early May 2015. And I kind of feel like I'm finally reconnecting with that person. And it's it's everything. It's like I'm so grateful to have had that experience of knowing exactly how I want to feel, because now that I'm feeling it again, it's like, yep, that's it. I know exactly what it is. There's no questioning. I definitely am on the right path, because what I'm feeling now syncs up with how I felt when I was at my best. That's definitely the conclusion here, is like the feelings, the identity that I'm cultivating now is exactly the same feelings and identity that I felt when I was at my very fucking best right after ayahuasca. I was my clearest, I was my calmest, I was my most open. It's nice to feel like that's coming back. And that's, I know, like when I think about like, oh, if you want to manifest something, like it really is about feeling the feelings of what you want. Those are the feelings. Those are the feelings that I'm cultivating now. So yeah, I gotta tell you, it's only day 4, and this journey that I don't want to call a journey because it's just 25 YouTube videos, and hey, I might miss a day. This journey is really pretty fucking awesome already. Like, I didn't see this coming. So, what's that say for tomorrow? I don't know. We'll find out. I'll see you then. Bye.